There we are live. Hello, 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 everybody. Watching on YouTube land, because I will be posting this as a VOD pretty much immediately afterwards. Welcome to a place where the water tastes just like wine. Everything's a little sweeter out here. And the stories, some of them are embellished more than others. Some might just be the real thing. I'm probably going to be using different voices and stuff when I read things. I was going to play a different game called Cat Quest, because then I would get to do all of the voices. But Cat Quest 1 doesn't have multiple save files, and there's currently a save file on it, and I didn't have time to go through a rigmarole of what to do about that. This was asked of my Discord. One person did reply. Not pertaining to which game they wanted to see me play, but at any rate. Oh, that's the loading screen. I thought that was something like a scroller for something. Oh, what's up, Saboish? Saboish is in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're just utterly confused, actually, I think I can do something about that. I enable comments to speech. So now when you say something, like if I said,
hi,
then you'll hear them say hi. And thanks to AutoMod, we shouldn't hear anything too ridiculous. And now I do have a save file on here. Why can't I access it? It's not letting me go over to that. Why can't I resume? Even if I wanted to. I don't want to, but why can't I? Oh, which one am I on? Oh, there we go. I don't know how loud exactly it's gonna be. There. Did I keep? Yes. I don't know why that's happening, but I guess we'll just begin anew. It's almost like the game knew. Ooh. This is a surreal
Night
game.
has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Go to the house.
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
I don't know how loud that's going to be.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good. The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Now that'd be how I play. I'm not there to win, I'm just there to have a good time. Who else is here?
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
The man in gray across from me looks very bushy.
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Ask him what peak
I think he needs
means.
to shave.
I think he needs to shave. I'm gonna ask him what peak means. keep playing. I think something. Oh, and there they are, one by one. Oh, hey, that's Poker Face.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Oh, man.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Nothing can beat me except foreshadowing. Yeah.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Well, then I suppose I fold, damn it.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
You have my word, or check cards. Now, I've played a bit of this game, and the first time that I played it, I don't think that I even considered checking my cards. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
I wondered if maybe it would be like, what's this? The cards are not the same, or something utterly surreal. Well, you have my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show. I didn't... Why always the hand? See, some tomfuckery. Direwolf, Chapter 1, Where the Water Tastes.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure. But more than that, your labor.
Yeah, 1 second, dude, I'm vibing. Life and labor. I heard you. I heard the words. I can even read them right now, but Shit. It just popped off.
Hard labor.
Oh yeah, hard labor, yep. Bone-breaking work. Alright.
You see, this land is
that
built on
chicken was
stories.
good.
It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
I like that. I kind of want to turn the music down a little bit because it's overpowering the voice actor for me. I don't know about you, the watcher, but...
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
All stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere with a seed. As they are told and retold, passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. This is a game that just reeks of that pure Americana urban legend, folk tale, myth. Goodness. I say Americana.
Quiet in chat so far.
It is quiet in chat so far. You're the only one here, saw it. But so, bleesh. I wonder if I need to tell my Discord that I'm live. I told them I was going live. I don't know how many people are still active in there. I'm trying to become more active. I mean, my YouTube page has been dead for the last couple of weeks. I don't expect everybody to become rushing back. It's good to see you here, though, my friend. And it's good to see you, commenter, who's commenting right now on YouTube after the fact, because I just said something, and you're like, hey, I'm here. I see you, Darren. But this game is like, you know, it's got influences from Mexico as well. And we're going to come to see soon very much.
I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers,
Oh my
followers,
God,
views,
no.
chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The
Oh,
quality
good
is...
lord. Nope. That's an instant block. Goodbye. Ah, and I'm not editing any of this. That's just gonna be in the VOD. Spam! Alright, let's get into the stories.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
Stories are heavy. Some of them gotta be light though, right? We gotta have some nice stories.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds.
Okay.
They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
Like playing poker with a wolf man.
The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
Always look. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna wax poetical, but I am gonna really stress that with this stuff that he is saying is important here. The more important stories are the true ones. The ones people will tell you about their own lives.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
Sure. I mean, yes. I mean, the truth is literally always better than the lie, so I guess I have to say yes to that.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
No, I'll just set off without knowing anything. Alright, so... Right. I remember how to play this game. Death, change, endings, moving on is the tower. Fortune, fate, and luck is the wheel of fortune, sure. The world, heaven, desires fulfilled, wishes come true. Okay. That's what these stories are all about. It's fortune, fate, and luck, death, change, endings, moving on. Heaven, desires fulfilled, and wishes come true. Choice and morality. And travel. The story of the northbound train, blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night. I tell a story about that. So you see, there was this train.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
So traveling is my job. Gotcha. So I wander from place to place. I'll gather the
People
stories.
get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is talking about how the stories might change as well, right? People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring yarn in another. In a different genre. In a different state, such as these. Let's tell a story about the world. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of land and promise of oh my god, I cannot read new things with dyslexia. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Did it that time. I tell that story.
Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Good song.
El Dorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
It's almost a roll the credits moment.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet.
Okay.
They're all searching for the same thing.
You would think that a supernatural wolf man on a train? I'm on a train, I think, right? Would know at least where Big Rock Canyon is. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. Justice, choice, and morality. Oh wow. That is... I don't know, that sounds grim to me. Justice is just an endless cycle of doors.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story? Or a tragedy?
I literally was just contemplating what that story would be about, so that's very apt.
Don't gather too many of one kind, though.
Okay.
This grand story needs variety.
Okay, the grand story. Okay. The grand story, meaning the whole story of America, needs variety. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. I'm bad at winking. Alright.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
I'm still grooving to this song. I can just sit here.
Well, try your luck out there in this country.
So good.
See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
I'll give you the gift of seeing the true shapes of people. like a wolfman. So
Not many who can do that.
yeah. I mean, I believe you can do all sorts of things, man. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses? I don't remember that. They're all grooving and moving.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you will feel
I
pain.
remember that. Okay.
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
Oh, so I can die, but it doesn't matter because there is no permadeath or anything like that. There's really no fail state, I think. As long as my task remains, I will come back.
Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not.
Alright. See ya, Jeff.
Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I'm jealous. Because you're Captain... Are you Satan? Okay, real quick. The music needs to come down just a bit. And the volume itself needs to come down just a bit. We're just gonna do that. Just because it's hard for me to hear the voice actors on it. But now this is too quiet here. Wait a minute. Is it fading away? Oh, it is. Oh, that's why. Okay. The music itself is actually just fading out. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, right. So I can go faster and walk faster if I hold L1. I mean, I walk faster on roads as it is, but I have to do this little whistly game, and I can move faster, and that's triangle, that's circle, square, give me an X, that's a circle, give me an X, that's a square, give me an X, that's a square again, give me an X, okay, that's an X, see? Okay. Doesn't feel like I'm, oh wait. Doesn't feel like I'm actually going faster. Anyway. What's this?
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Jeez, I'm coming up on something mighty fierce. Oh, strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
You knew this was coming. Oh, I'm sorry, I only vape. I remember those days. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand.
No.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash. Sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
That was good timing on the song. That's why you don't lend people cigarettes. Actually, you can't even lend anybody a cigarette. What are they going to do? Roll you one and then give you a cigarette back? That's just exchanging 2 cigarettes. Well, that was... Oh, no, that's why I can't have my camera up there. That's no good. Oh, okay, I gotta change that. We're gonna go lower left. Upper right? That doesn't look too weird. Except when I look at myself, then it looks like I'm looking at somebody, like, over here. Out of frame. Oh, hey, let's go to Canada. Can I actually go to Canada? No. Damn, can't actually go to Canada. Okay, there. That's what I'll do. Oh, press up to view the in-game manual. My goal is to fulfill the obligation to the wolf by finding all 16 characters scattered over the US and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. By having adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories: tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had, and you'll know what type of story you got. Stories will grow and change as you tell them. Once you tell a story to a character, it will be out in the world, and you may encounter someone else who will tell you a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell different stories so that you have a chance to grow them all. The stories you get from characters are wild cards. The stories you get from characters are wild cards. They will fit into any of the 5 categories. However, telling them will not cause them to grow, so use them sparingly as you're giving up a chance to spread other stories. So I'm going to hear stories in the wild, randomly, like the bootleggers that I just ran into. Or I'll find a character, have an interaction with them, and get their stories. But those stories don't grow, because reasons. If you want to swap around the stories you tell, you can do that in the inventory. There are several ways to travel across the US. The easiest is walking, but it's slow. You can speed up your walking by whistling. Hold down the button. See controls for more details. Okay, hold down the button and match the notes to keep your spirits and speed up. You can also hop a ride on a boxcar. This will get you exactly where you need to go, but runs the risk of getting injured by the railroad cops. Right. Gotta watch out for the pigs. A cab. To hop a ride, find a train yard. Oh, I didn't realize that I could delete that. Thank you, Bob. Bob just deleted the spam message. A safer way, and I put voice to text back on, or text to voice back on, so that got like read out. Hey, Bob resubscribed. Thanks very much, buddy. Subscribe for 11 months. Wow, an 11-month streak. Turn left, go right, drive. Turn left, go straight, drive faster. Love you, buddy. A safer way to travel is hitchhiking. To hitchhike, hold the hitchhike button. Oh yeah, right, while standing next to a road with cars on it. Not every car will stop, and they won't always carry you the full distance, but you will be safe. That's not entirely true these days.
Make sure not to hit the kids. Love backseating.
Make sure not to hit the kids. Yeah, exactly. Or try not to hit any of, animals. Animals are deer crossing. Watch out for the deer crossing. Finally, if you've got some cash, you can go to a city and ride the fast, safe passenger trains from place to place. It costs money, but it's the best way to travel. And you won't be accosted by the police for simply trying to get around this giant, godforsaken country. Love backseating. Each time you meet a character, you'll have a night to talk with them and exchange stories. This is one of the 16 that they were talking about. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, you'll gain their trust and move forward through their tale. However, there's no penalty to telling them a different story. You will still learn whatever they have to tell you. Okay, so they'll ask me for stories. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, you'll gain their trust and move forward through their tale. But if not, they'll still tell me information. I'm just not going to move forward through their progression. Characters have multiple chapters, and when you fully open the eye in the interface, the next time you meet them, you'll move on to their next chapter. Aha! When you tell them a story that they want. Which is honestly sometimes harder than it actually looks. Or harder than it would seem. When you've finished all the chapters, you won't see them again. Each time you finish a night with a character, they will move somewhere else. You can always check the map to see where they are, but they will also show you when they move. Right, there'll be a screen, it'll show me. Inventory holds mementos you've collected once character fully trusts you. Once a character trusts you fully, they'll give you something to remember them by, which can be used to travel to where you first met. Oh, that's neat. I didn't actually know that. The inventory screen has tabs that you can see, so you can see your stories, or I didn't remember it. A timeline of your adventures, a map of the US, and your progress with each of the characters. Bam. By the way, hi Bob. Good to see you, buddy. The moderator is here in chat. See, yeah, look at my slow ass. Walking super, super duper slow. Wait, what's hitchhike? Is that R2? Okay, it's R2 to hitchhike. And it looks like nights are coming. It looks like there's a story over yonder to the west. And I mean, a bunch more stories over this way. In Portland. I'm in Oregon? Wait, do I have... Where's the controls? What does what? Recenter camera, whistle, hitchhike. Alright, R1 does nothing. Manual, inventory, interact. Bare bones, love it. Right, this is the inventory. It's such a cool looking inventory. Look at that, I got dice. A pair of bone dice loaded to roll snake eyes nearly every time. I cheat to win money. Yes! I'm all about that cash, baby. Oh, neat, journey log. So there's the, I'm pointing but you can't see. There's the, right there in the left corner. is the bootleggers that tried to freaking rob me. Yeah. Portland, wait. That's not Oregon, that's Maine. Can I zoom out? Toggle map exploration. Oh, I see. Yeah, there we go. Is Oregon a state? Oh wow, that's a lot of stuff there. Hang on a second. Let me get rid of this. I don't know the United States of America. Yeah, Oregon. Okay, I'm not in Oregon. That's not Portland, Oregon. That's Portland, Maine. There's 2 Portlands, in case you didn't know. I knew. I was just testing you. One of my best friends is from Maine. He's going to be so upset. I was such a dummy. Oh, now I don't know what... I guess that's city. Whatever. My face is covering city, but that's fine. River crossing, train yard. Sure, let's just do everything. Yeah. Alright. What is this?
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick.
With a
The
giant
cloth wrapping
sentient
conceals,
tomato inside.
though not particularly well. Something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
I don't want any of it. Oh, I could just move on. I'm gonna say hi. I'm gonna approach it. Wish me luck.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in
It's a
here.
kid. Okay.
It says in a small voice.
It's not a gremlin. We're fine. ¿Por qué?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
Okay, now this is interesting, and something that I didn't notice before, but I was always intending, I remembered, and I was always intending to draw attention to it. Beforehand, when I was switching into options, it only showed, I keep wanting to go point, it only showed that in the middle there, above or, above the word or, between look for his dad and I won't tell, there's a crown. And it was a crown on each time that I changed it. But now there's a bindle, which means it's a traveling story. Or this one, which I don't remember what that is. So I can not tell about it. Or I can look for your paw and be like, hey, your little shit rat kid that you're trying to get away from. Wait, is your son named Sue? Yeah, he's over there in a bindle. I won't tell. I'm not gonna rat on this kid though.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret.
That'd be
You
mean.
don't see
And
his
not in my
father
character.
anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
I should have looked for his paw. I was just gonna keep this kid's secret, but now I've killed him. Maybe. Because now I'm just moving on? Alright, see you, kid, the boy who ran away with his father. Well, I mean, ran away with, right? So there's a with in that sentence. That's hopeful. Right? Oh no. Soulful whistling. Oh wait, there's a story right here. I almost went right by it.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Ah! And again, look, it's changed. So it's either that crown one, which I definitely should have checked on what that was in the inventory, which I can do, or this one. And I'm going to ask why, because I already have one of these stories. And you got to have multiple of stories, different stories. I guess what he was saying is you don't want to double up on like too many love stories or like happy. You just want variety. Ask why.
Just when the fishing is gonna be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess.
One more year of what? What, I say? Just when the fishing is going to be good. Well, is it going to be bad now?
Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
I see. That's a hopeful story of a town with fish, because seagulls are there to enjoy them. Oh, but this doesn't say what they are. They just says the tarot card. The World High Priestess. I guess if you remembered what High Priestess meant, this would be easy to look up. It says BJ. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Oh, it's morning time now. That was quick. I didn't even get to sleep anywhere. I must be so tired.
The small town square with the poise of Betty Davis, the confident stride, and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet.
God, this dude's
wrapped
voice
around
is
her
so
neck,
smooth, man.
a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
I mean, it's not green. If it was green, I'd be like, hey, what up with that lady?
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
Music cut out for that. You decide to seek a second opinion so perfectly. Alright, I'll ask around.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Look at that change. That's something I can't remember, but that looks spoopy as nuts. I kind of want to ask around again, but I don't know if that's going to stop this. Oh, what do I do? Do I approach the woman or do I ask around? Do I ask another person? What if it's the end? Do I approach the woman? What if I die?
A longshoreman
out.
watches Steve Doors load up a crane. Yellow ribbon? That woman's dead. Ghost dead. Buddies of mine, they've seen her all over the Atlantic for decades now.
Ah, I could have died. Yep, that's what I'm going to tell myself for chickening out. I could have died, I say.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
I saw a number going up, and I thought that it was followers, and I was like, I'm not getting any notifications about it. And it's just the seconds of the stream. That's hilarious. You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, find a lighthouse door and open with a daunting staircase before you. Climb up. That looks like a heart story. A heart love story.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
Again, it's a cardiac arrest story. Put your ear to the door.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
Aww. Am I saying wait, or am I just waiting? I guess I'm just waiting.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Did not indeed. And also, I haven't slept in 2 days.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch.
Oh, let me sleep
And
there.
sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard.
You don't even have to move.
Tea?
I'll sleep on your knee.
He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Been here long as the sun. It must be lonely up here. I'm gonna pry into their love life.
Oh, we manage.
The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts.
I dabble.
I wonder
But you
what
must
it would
have
be
some
like
good
to be a
stories from the
lighthouse
road.
keeper. Because, like, I mean, aside from perhaps seeing Cthulhu and going mad, that plush couch sounds delightful, and that silence sounds great. But you must have some stories from the road, duh.
You wake up the next
have
morning
some.
on their old sofa, still
Yes, I
warm
slept on
from
the
an
sofa.
excess of tea. And cakes?
Cakes?
There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Aw. And then they made a movie about it starring Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I doubt that that's what that's about. I still haven't seen Lighthouse. I keep meaning to. Oh wait, but I'm gonna go, if I hitchhike with them, I'm gonna go where they're going. I think, right? Like, travel. Hitchhike, not every car will stop, and they won't always carry you the full distance, but you'll be safe. I don't know, would you have taken me to Boston? I want to get this story before I head into Boston.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
Shrieking? What's going on?
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Oh wow, this is gonna be great. For all times.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
This is one I remember, and I remember my choice, and I kind of want to do the other one. But we should get out of the road first.
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
The rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
So you still want that picture? Okay. Say cheese. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. I'm gonna earn some money with my dice, hopefully. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I could look for work or I could panhandle in Boston. I'm gonna look for work. Shouts echo from a nearby alley. You discover a crowd of men unloading sacks from a truck as fast as they can. When the truck empties, it roars away, and another surges up to take its place. The sacks are lumpen, heavy, and stained with dark smears. Y'all need some help? Yes, blurts the laborer. Do we ever? An older fellow, however, throws him... Staxia. An older fellow, however, throws out his arm to shut the man up. I almost read shut up the man up. We don't need any help with the stuff, he says, stepping close to obscure your view of the goods. Mind fetching water instead? He waggles a few coins in your direction. You know what? Sure. You fill their pail at a nearby gas station. When you return, though, the men are waiting in the alley, innocent as anything. They wash a sticky residue off their hands in the water, and their boss passes you a couple coins. There's no sign of the goods anywhere. Blue meth. That was the best I could say.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one car approaching.
Sorry about that. The city is like no other you have been to. Crooked streets splay out into a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner. A car approaching. It's going to Harvard. Oh. Is this what's happening to me and I'm experiencing a story that I get to tell? That's kind of cool, actually. I want it to be a sun smiley face. I don't want to hail the taxi cab. I don't know what that sun is.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking.
Oh.
The asphalt turns to
right, I guess I would have had to pay the taxi.
That threaten to wrench your ankle out of place. Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Continue walking.
It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance.
An ad break. Gotta get that ad revenue somehow, you know? And also, turn down the heat in here, because it is too hot. It's far too hot. Oh. That's just an ad break for Twitch, though. A rumble of noise in the distance. What
You
could
quiet
it be?
yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire.
Oh, shit.
The city comes alive with fires and shouting.
I should have gotten into that taxi.
You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
Ag?
When you come to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
Did I just run into... What would that be? Tea partiers? Brown coats? Were they... Wow. Were they ghosts? New story, the strange clamor on the streets of Boston. There's a store... I don't need anything. I'm good, thank you. Dang. That was wild. Oh, hey. That is... Oh, is that a stranger? Oh, yeah, it is, too. That's a stranger. Okay, well, I gotta get some stories to tell you. Because, you know, that's what you want to hear, is stories.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already.
I mean, I guess I got nothing better to do. I was just ambushed by ghosts earlier, so why not?
Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists.
I hope
Rosary
that means something for
beads
somebody.
and costume jewelry, and of course, the centerpiece, a great glass globe.
Well, what my future, tell me.
With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John, if you have a relative in Newark.
I remember this because I love how one of the options is actually be a dick. Like, not be rude or you know, be dismissive, be a dick. Or I could be a good sport about it. And... I feel like I want to leave this up to the fate coin, but I don't know if Bob's still around. Bob, are you still in chat? Because the fate coin might actually be useful here. In this game.
I'm here.
Alright, flip the fate coin. Tell me if the outcome is good or evil. If I'm gonna be a good sport or be a dick. I'm leaving this up to the fate coin. You tell me.
Good.
Alright, we'll be a good sport.
You'll latch on to what she says, and together you dance towards
Thank you,
some
Bob.
insights about your romantic prospects. It's relieving to meet an honest charlatan instead of the ghouls and ghasts of the road. You might even say you're having fun, until she abruptly stops talking.
Ah, yes, the relative in New York and grow our souls. I guess she would just abruptly stop talking, not start speaking in tongues. Hey, lady, what's wrong? What's happening?
Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him.
Oh.
You've seen him, too. You carry him with you.
Yes. Did you miss me?
The words that come out of your mouth are not your own.
Ooh.
They seem unwilling
Cool.
or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal.
Try to move.
The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me, the voice lodged inside you says. But this one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid.
Ooh. Damn, that is so cool. Black out.
When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
So, when he said debt repaid, what he meant was, your soul is mine. Move on. I'm gonna pick up this story and then see about this stranger, because I think that's a stranger right there. Oh yeah, sometimes there'll be stories that aren't voiced. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess they're lesser stories, but no lesser to me, honestly. Redeem, do an impression. Alright, Bob. You get to pick. And that's how I will read this story. I don't know if I need to give you choices.
Then it walk on.
Then it walk it. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. It's walking. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Well, tell me about it, Mr. Crow. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask him more about their life. Ask him more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah? I haven't met anybody yet. But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. It gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway. And with that, launches into the air. Disappears. Wow. Well, I mean, I feel like that was a little premature because...
Crowstopher Walken is such a great guy.
Oh, that was... I didn't even think about that. I didn't think that I was walking right into that one. Crowstopher Walken. Cock up, motherfucker. I'm a crow. Quinn by Clarice Carrion and Silverstring Media.
Hey there, stranger.
Something.
You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
What's up, Quinn?
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
G'day.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Hi, Flip. Hi, Cass.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Here are all the stories you've collected so far. They are organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot. What? They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. Alright. This is the subject of the story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they'll tell you something about their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. Well, okay, wait. Now I feel like the crow has to be Crowstopher Walken the whole time. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell them a story about love, they'll tell you about their love life. Poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again, like I told you. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll be open up more about their life. Wow. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Take your time. Get to know them. Buy them a drink. Dance around. Get to know them. I said that already. Tell the story of the women arrested for bootlegging in Maine. But they didn't arrest me, they tried to mug me. What? That's a thrilling story. The story of the strange clamor in the streets of Boston? Is that thrilling or is that scary? That's happy. The seagulls. Oh my god. This menu is sensitive. The boy who ran it. That's not thrilling. That's not thrilling, that's love. See, that could be thrilling, but that could also be scary. That's pretty scary. I'm gonna go with the strange clamor on the streets of Boston. I'm gonna tell Quinn the story of the spooky ghosts, and it is it's thrilling. Did that do it?
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Dang it. That's scary.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Yeah. Then took their land and displaced them in hundreds of years. Anyway.
You got any stories that are a little sad?
Ghost party.
A little sad. Yeah, actually, that's a scary one. That's a happy one. There we go. There's a story of a boy who ran away with his father in Maine, and I don't think that father's showing up. That's...
I don't usually like the sad ones, but that sure was beautiful. Thank you. My family.
Oh, it's a story about family. Okay.
There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards.
Oh.
Judases, the lot of them. Enough said.
Alright, Stanley. I forgot that guy's name for a second.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Do I got any? I mean, women arrested for bootlegging in Maine, that's gotta be venturesome, right?
Well, that was a lively tale.
Yep.
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. Take care of myself and my dogs.
All right.
I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying
Quinn.
my spot or not? Think about that.
Sorry.
I'm in the mood for something real.
Funny like. Funny like is what they said. The Boston thing is hilarious. I got possessed. It was pretty awesome. There's, I ain't got anything funny. Okay, both of these are pretty scary. This one's a love story. I don't see Quinn looking for love stories anytime soon. They don't usually ask for happy stuff. They like thrilling, adventuresome. And funny, I guess. I'm gonna tell her the story about love. I don't think I have anything that's funny.
What's the use in telling sweet, happy tales if in they make you snooze?
Well, actually, that couch was really comfortable. Okay.
Love stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love, singing and talking about it all the damn time. Not sure I see the appeal myself. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
That's gonna be scary, and so is this. Whatever, I'll just tell you the story of the fortune teller, the curse around Boston. I don't have thrilling stories. I've got scary stories.
Were you trying to scare me?
No.
Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh.
Then... Okay, wait. Because you asked for a thrilling story and I told you a scary story, now you're just being obstinate?
Luck. Huh. Wit and some puppy dog eyes on occasion's all the luck I need out here. For everything else, I got my knife and my dogs got their teeth.
A mouthful of knives.
Oh, heck. The night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Under Pennsylvania. Under Pennsylvania. Maybe New York? It's near New Jersey. Alright, see you,
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
I'll keep that in mind, Quinn. Plenty of nice things to see if you know where to look. Now, if I was doing a regular old YouTube video, this might be where I splice it, but I'm going to be just uploading as a whole entire VOD. Yeah, I know, I could go faster if I whistle. Go away. I'm trying to... There we go. But, this is going to be a straight up VOD. Let's see... Are you going to pick me up? Pick me up. Pick me up. Hey. Alright. We're hitchhiking, and nothing bad will happen. Are you taking me to New York? Let's hear it from New York. Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess they just take you to the nearest city. But I don't think that I can exit whenever I want. The heck is this? Hear a story. These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? They launch into a group recitation of the boy who's shiftless. Excuse me. His shitless father left him alone in the woods, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell it. Wait a second. You recognize the story. It's the story about the boy who ran away with his father. Someone's added to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? Asks one of the men, eyes bright. You think that really happened? Yes. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies. But damn, it sounds wild. A boy ran away. Story grew, the boy telling the boy whose shiftless father left him all alone in the woods. Or shitless, depending on who tells it.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Where are these caves at, you say?
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily.
Alright.
Because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind.
Who's there?
His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman,
one of the others whispers.
a ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
I feel like I want to be like, nah. Or I could go, oh shit. Well, of course he isn't a
He's
ghost.
eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
The Leatherman says, and adds,
idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien.
Soon, he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Alongside the French-Canadian ghost. Une fantôme French-Canadien. Because French-Canadian is how you say French-Canadian in French. Oh, hey. New York. Let's explore first.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt this. I don't know why anyone would go up and talk to the man. So let's do that and see what happens.
The man gives you a once-over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
No, the proper response is, pardon me, I'm having an intimate conversation with my partner, can't you see that? Union Square?
The demonstration. It got bloody, but I'm used to that after Italy.
He claps a hand to his hat to steady it from the breeze.
When Gramsci was arrested, many of us had to flee. I came into New York, and here I continue our efforts. The workers' voices will be heard.
Okay, I'm going to be entirely honest. I didn't pick that option the first time that I did this because why would anybody go up to somebody who's clearly having an emotional conversation with someone? Like, why would you do that? But I love how that the voice actor reading that after Italy, he left, I guess, and the only like vague attempt that he made to put a little, the workers' voices will be heard. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but I did. All right, the determined socialist in New York. Hey man, support socialism. We got a long way to go. Democratic socialism. Earn money. You wandered the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm gonna panhandle in New York. There's a lot of panhandlers, and I'm fairly certain I can make some money. Hey, a good haul today. These people are unusually generous. Yeah, because it's New York. Your hat is heavy with coins, and your heart is a little lighter than it was this morning. Alright, well, that was easy. Oh, and hey, there's a story out here just for me, waiting for me.
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces.
Sorry,
Says the one who laughed.
don't be.
Another assures her. They don't look up.
I actually did want to choose Pass By Quietly, but it like glitched and almost made me press that loudly. Pass By
And we give
Quietly.
thanks for those who have left us, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful.
The voice of the youngest
Summoning Blue
wavers.
Clue.
The woman to her left squeezes her hand. This is not a scene to intrude upon.
Yes, they're summoning Cthulhu. Type Cthulhu again. How did that say that? I heard Cthulhu. Did it actually? I'm gonna do it.
Blue Clue. Blue Clue.
Cthulhu. Amazing. It looks like they were given thanks. And I don't entirely think that they were witches, but I'm not gonna not say that they were not witches. Or wait. A jet black crow alights on the branch of a twisted tree. Look at you. It costs. I think you got some good stories already. Well, I heard
Thanks
better.
to the old one.
Praise to the old one. I've heard better, much better. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Alright, sure. The ones you got now, psh, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around, and they'll always come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense. Tell those stories and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple of folks' true life stories and everyone will like them. No matter what kind of story they think they want. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple of... Why? Why can't I talk? You learn a couple of folks' true life stories and everyone will like them. No matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Because they're wild cards, you see. As the wolf has already described. Any other tips? Well, Cthulhu Fathagan Rulye. Everyone's the captain of the destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers a short of... Liz Dex... I have an easier time reading in accents than I do just regularly. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. You know, whatever. Also, don't forget to change the batteries on your universal remote. Caw! And then he flew away. I think... Can I not spend the night in New York? No. But I'm not even tired. so who cares? I'm gonna go this way. Onward to Philadelphia and that guy's story over here. Alright.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue, unusual in this region where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great
Jersey
leather
Devil.
wings laps up the water, its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
Take stock.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream.
That's cool.
No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
Approach goat.
Over the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth.
Draw closer.
The goat opens its mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back.
That's the stuff of nightmares. Oh, that's the good stuff. And now that's just gonna be
The winged
terrifying.
goat doesn't follow.
Quinn
Instead,
doesn't want to hear this.
it lies down inside the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
And that's when the traveler realized it needed bifocals. And that it had let a baby die in a fire. Excuse me. The Winged Goat by Pristine Water is that story. Oh hey, there's a stranger. Is that Quinn? That's not what I wanted to do. Map. There it is. I don't know. Is that Quinn? Oh, story is where I've been. Oh,
A night
interesting.
gaunts. I knew they were summoning Blue.
A night gaunt. What is that? Is that a... Is that a thing? Oh my god, it's a thing. It's an H.P. Lovecraft thing. I mean, of course you would know your shit, man. Bob knows his stuff. Wow, that does look like the Jersey Devil, though. Or rather... No, this would be something looking like the Jersey Devil. Also, that thing did look like a night gaunt. Wow. If you're watching this on YouTube, Google with me. Or DuckDuckGo. Or Yahoo Answers. Oh wait, character is what I want. Unseen story is what I want to get rid of. Yeah, that is Quinn. Wait, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Give me all the clutter. I don't have any good new stories for Quinn, though. Oh, another crow? It's Crowstopher Walken, everybody! You notice a black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey! It blurts! Hey, friend! Hey! You hear about trains? It gives a throaty cackle. Locomotion. That's the life. I got some good travel tips here. Sure. You ever ride a train? It asks. With your budget, you'll need to hop on at a train yard, though. Fast and convenient, but the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride in the empty boxcars. If you get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. You never know. But if you don't like the sound of that, you could hitchhike, find a friendly car. It laughs. I feel sorry for you landlubbers. No wings, just motors. Can't even cross rivers when you want to, only at safe crossings. You got a point there, you condescending corvid. I always do. You notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks, but before you can tell anything else about it, off it flies. Ah, Crowstopher Walken. Shifty little bastard. Oh hey, that's one of my stories. How did you evolve? Listen to this, blurts a boy loitering outside his grocery store. This grocery store, not his grocery store. This grocery store, there's a T there. He works his way through a long and strange story about the ancient battle still raging on Boston's streets. There, he finishes, what do you think? Wait a minute, holy shit, you know this story. It's the story of the strange clamor on the streets of Boston, but wildly altered. For instance, they have rocket launchers and jetpacks, and those aren't even invented yet. For a couple moments, you're too surprised to respond. Seriously, the boy insists. What do you think about that one? It's a great story, kid. You're great. Here's a penny. Get 5 candies with it. He smiles sheepishly. Thanks, he says. I heard it from my brother. Oh, so it's not even you're plagiarizing. Timmy, come up with your own stories.
You come across a
Battle
girl
is still
picking
raging.
wild
No evidence that
blueberries.
this land is warped by the
She
old
smiles
ones.
and greets you.
On in.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
There were 3 voices going on at once there. I was talking, the text to voice was talking, and the dude was talking. More evidence that this land is warped by the old ones. Yeah. You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you. I'm in. She offers you some from her birch bark basket. Birch bark basket. Betty's got a birch bark basket. But Betty bites bitter butter. Thank you.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones. All the colors of the rainbow.
Yes, it's
The snickering
Lucky
girl
Charms.
runs into
Or
the
tricks,
trees
rather.
as fast and light as a rabbit.
I could throw the stones or drop them. I'm not gonna throw them. I'm gonna drop them. But if I throw them, I might hit her. I'm just gonna drop them.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
My tricks turned into dust. Damn it. What is that story? The girl with the strange stones. Yep, I mean that's about as apt as
Cocoa
it can
Puffs.
be. Cocoa Puffs. Yes, you're right. My tricks turned into Cocoa Puffs. There's another stranger there. Maybe they want to hear different stories other than Quinn.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both
Or we just can't see
overstuffed
it.
your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late.
Son of a bitch.
In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees.
nature sucks.
But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold, muddy road. When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared out of the mist.
That's freaking awesome.
He's astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great, shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders.
The Headless Hat Man.
The Headless Hat Man. Yes. Alright, what's up, dude?
His voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here?
Dude, he might be.
You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist.
Run the hell away. No, I'm gonna say sorry I haven't, because that icon looks way cooler and I want a story in that category, so let's do this. Sorry I
You
haven't.
mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked
I read ahead.
in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
Cool. Move on. The Rider in the Woods. That's freaking dope. It's the Headless Hat Man named Gene. Gene Hatman. Who dis? Mason by Sidney Meeker. Chapter 1, Pay for Your Life.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through.
It's interesting. This is not even a knock or even a nitpick.
Cheer 100, cheer
Oh,
100,
yo,
cheer
yo.
100, cheer 100. So happy to see you.
Yo, what's up, Lee? I don't know if you've done your stream or if you're gonna stream afterwards, but I was planning on raiding you if I was done before you were done. That's my buddy, Awkwardly.
1920 Peepo Hey.
Yo, what's up, Lee? It's good to see you. If you're following me on YouTube, you gotta check out awkward_Lee1920. That's LEE 1920 1920. She's great. She's great. She's awesome. Good friend of mine. Oh man, it's good to see ya. I went to go tag you in my Discord today, being like, hey, if you guys get sick and tired of watching me, watch my friend Lee. And I had to be like, where? Awkwardly? Lee? Oh, and it's like, I guess your real name? And I was like, oh, maybe I don't tag you. And maybe I just leave it. Shout out to Awkwardly 1920, officially given in chat. Hell yeah. I hope your stream went well, girl. Big love, big love. We're playing a really cool game about American folk stories. Actually, Lee, you would love this game, so you should check this game out. It's called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Really awesome. What was I saying? I was saying something before Lee came in here and cheered, but I forget it now. Then we heard a lot of people, me more so than Paul, because, oh, that's right, I was about to say something that is not a nitpick against the game, or even a slight against the game, because I think it's indie, and I think these stories are written by a bunch of different people, which is super cool.
It's secretly an eldritch horror.
Oh, it kind of does feel like it's not even secretly an eldritch horror, it's just pretty, it's not so secret about it. It's secret right now. But yeah, so listen to this guy, because you can hear his, like, the little psh of, like, the microphone that he used to record this when I hit X here.
The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand.
That's so interesting. How have I been, Lee? I've been very well. How are you? I actually got a job that I'm starting next week, Monday. I finally got a job, and I don't have to worry about EI anymore. I just have to keep it. And I'm gonna make more content. The march I was on, the bonus army, it's less a bonus, more acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. And you can hear, like, the hiss. It's very low, but you can hear it.
So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
Okay, a funny story. Oh my god. Wait. Didn't I tell Quinn... No, the shiftless father is not funny. That's not funny. I actually don't know if the game wants this to be a funny story or not. But I think it has either the possibility to be, or the game wants it to be. But I'm not going to tell that as a funny story unless I have to. Determined socialist. That's scary. Oh, this is funny. It's the story of the French-Canadian ghost. How have you been, Lee, by the way?
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one.
Paul would have liked that one. That's his brother.
My faith?
Boo.
Well, God and I haven't been on speaking terms since I got the infection.
Bool? Oh, boo, eh? I read that as bool. I'm assuming that's the infection that took your leg. Assuming an infection took your leg.
I gave the fucker so many chances to make things right, and he hasn't followed through.
That's God for you, buddy.
Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
I think I might have told you my only joke here, bud. The Wicked Goat. That's not a funny story. That's not a funny story. That's not a funny story. I got no funny stories. Right. I just told Quinn the story of the lighthouse, because I'm going to tell the story of Quinn's adventures as a wild card. I do want his eye to open some more, but I don't think I need to stress out about it.
Cheer 100, cheer 1, 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 cheer 1. Have a great skipping the rest.
Have a great skipping the rest. Have a great skipping the rest. Have a great stream and hope to talk offline soon. Yeah, Lee, take it easy, girl. I'll get at you. Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell the story of the women arrested for bootlegging in Maine. I'm sure that that's going to be hilarious. That's going to get over real well.
Oh, come on. That doesn't sound real.
No, I mean, it's women getting arrested for bootlegging in Maine. How's that not real?
Authority? The law? Well, I had a thought once, in the trenches.
An adventure? I think it's adventure.
And I, all of us, have the right to the pursuit of happiness.
Sure do. Well, I don't as a Canadian, but you do as an American non-existent guy.
Can't say I've held the Declaration myself, but does it say anything about having a right to achieve happiness?
Ooh. Probably not.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
I got you. I got you, friend. I'm going to tell you a story about the seagulls and the fishermen near Portland, Maine. Not Portland, Oregon. That is on the complete opposite side of the country. Lee, I don't know if you're here still, but this whole game is set in the States. And I saw Portland and thought, oh, I'm in Oregon. But I was in Portland, Maine. Because I know states and cities.
I liked that one.
Yeah. There's fish.
Some hope left for you too, you know.
And that
Don't give
means
it
the
away
city
too
can
quickly.
stay. Huzzah. There's hope left for me. Oh well. I hope so. I am a walking, talking skeleton. So I hope there's hope left for me.
The future's the issue, ain't it?
Yep.
The Great War leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiven.
And The Unforgiven 2, which is an underrated song. The Great War, is that the Civil War? Or are they talking World War II here? Do they have cars in the Civil War era?
WW1.
World War I is the Great War? Okay. Thank you.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
That might have been my last happy story there, bud. Also, you can tell I've got stick drift. Like, if... It'll sometimes just do that stuff. If you hear that clicking, it's because of stick drift. This is the story of the goddamn Night Gaunt. That's not happy. That's not happy. That's not happy. Determined socialist in New York could be happy, because maybe he'll bring down capitalism. I'm gonna tell that.
For a moment there.
Wow, that's actually a
Just
happy
a
story?
moment. I felt better about it.
Oh
all,
wow, okay. I thought that it was gonna be like a, I don't know, sad story because Buddy had to, I guess he gave up, somebody got arrested and he came to the States and is starting a new life. So that's hopeful. There you go.
Freedom is getting paid what you deserve, and getting enough to get by.
Living the dream.
That's right, living the dream.
Freedom is the ability to be free of pain.
Yeah.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
God damn it. You know what? I've got your eye open already, so I'm just gonna give you a ditch one. I'm gonna tell you the story of the ancient battles still raging on Boston streets. Because that can't be happy. That can't possibly
Got nightmares
be happy.
enough without hearing that kind of horror.
That's right. Sorry. Dude, I literally have nothing else but... Well, I guess I could have told you the story about the gay lighthouse people. But you're part of the army. I don't know how you're going to react to that.
The past doesn't even feel like it happened. It feels like it's happening in every moment, in every slumber.
Yeah, every waking moment the past haunts us, and life is nothing but a continued spiral into the descent of the abyss. Hail Nilarthotep.
When your memories come back to you, do they clutch at you? At your heart?
Yeah, at the cockles of my heart.
Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way.
Pennsylvania.
Will our paths
you're-
cross?
Yeah, you're not going too far away from me. Honestly, it was this playthrough that I realized that he's not just bending his leg and sitting on his ankle, he's actually missing a leg, and that's why he has a crutch. I thought he was just, like, slightly wounded. I did not realize he was actually an amputee. Damn.
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at 'em.
Keep giving it, man. Yeah.
What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
Well, I think there's something I owe somebody, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. He's got a wolf for a face. Is that war shooting? Okay, that's just Washington. Ah, Washington, D.C. Wait, what? I thought... Am I literally just absolutely stupid? I thought Washington was over here. Oh, it is. But not Washington, D.C. America, what? Why is this so slow? Go faster. Wait, and Washington, D.C. is just a city. Inside Dr. M.D. What? North Dakota? That's D.E., that's Delaware. Marchingdom. Matttown. Maryland. That's ML, not MD. What is this?
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Thank you very much, Bobby, for keeping track of my hydration. Bobby redeemed a hydrate. And I almost choked completely on it. Because I know how to drink stuff. I mean, I guess I'll deliver the letter, but I'm more concerned about getting you to a hospital. You just got clipped by a car.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
Do I head back to get more information, or do I keep looking? Because I could just be looking for forever if there's no J Street. Maybe this guy's playing a joke on me. I'm going to keep looking.
Over here!
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Ah, Old Man Gibson. Yes, yeah, if I'd have known that, I don't know where I was going.
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
God, that sounds like an idyllic place to live. Just no noise, like the lighthouse. I just don't want to be around people, that's what I'm saying.
The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter.
Be a ghost.
I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
Oh, that's the face in the hands. That's the screaming guy painting. A hard truth is better than a lie.
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks.
Oh, no.
It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, I don't feel good about that. That's sad. I need more happy stories. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. in Washington, D.C., I doubt people are going to be kind to panhandlers because they're going to be all, well, maybe a place of reform is going to be nice to people asking for money. A pair of elderly folks are sitting on a park bench near your spot. The old man is watching you carefully. You hope there won't be any trouble. Your worst fears are confirmed when he stands and starts hobbling towards you. Crap! To your surprise, the old man gives you a shiny, fat coin. My wife doesn't know it, he whispers. But when she met me, I was a wanderer too. He gives you a wink. I told her my sister and I were students new in town, but we didn't have a home, and we were as wild as anything. Well, the wife in question is obliviously reading a book. There ain't no rules in life. The old man says, ain't nobody only one thing. What? Ain't nobody only one thing. Oh. Ain't nobody only one thing. Why? It took me a second to parse that sentence. You can wander for a while, turn right around and work in a school or a lawyer office or whatever you like. He pats you on the shoulder. Be free first, I say. Be free first, I say. You really gotta have a very clear throat to do that kind of low, he pats you on the shoulder. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the cash. Nope, nope. Nope, stop. Stop it. Now, I don't think that I can... No, I can't. And I can't cross. I gotta cross at bridge crossings. Okay, wait, though. Where? No. Oh, yeah, there's Quinn back up there. Oh, do I have enough cool stories for Quinn, though? Oh, there's a story over here, and then I'll go see Quinn, and then I think I'm gonna call it. Oh, come on, you can walk faster than that. Come on, Stick Drift. Get me through it. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. The damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Hey buddy, watch out. A supernatural bird has got your number.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
Now here's the thing. I know what happens for one of these, and I'm not going to say which. And I thought that I was doing something right, which might give it away. But it had adverse effects. So maybe if I just mind my own business...
You leave the man to his work and his vices. The whippoorwill cheers you on. Whatever it's waiting for from the drunkard lineman, it'll eventually get. As you walk away, for a long time, you still hear its cry. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whippoorwill.
Huh. That was not what I expected. The drunkard lineman. That's a pretty terrible story. It's literally just some drunk lineman on the line working with not very much interesting actually happening. But who knows? Maybe that's the story that is exciting for Quinn, because birds...
The man is the color of mill dust.
One more story, and then I'm gonna hit.
His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Right. I don't mind a few bugs.
Man
Let's
shoves the
spell.
broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
Man, I mean, it doesn't help that you narrating that is like ASMR. Without the music on here, this would actually be like a perfect ASMR streaming game. Maybe even with the music for some people. Realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks. Loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels. I'm gonna fight the drowsiness. Yes.
Consciousness is elusive. Your limbs throb with a dull fatigue, and your eyes are sticky with dust. The man suddenly grips your legs and drags you toward the millstone.
What?
You do not love my daughter. You will not have her. I will not let you hurt her.
His voice is pained, not angry.
Alright, yeah, there's no only one option, so I fight.
Your hand catches a flour sack printed with brightly colored flowers. A puff of flour makes you sneeze, and you wake. The mill is quiet, its works long disconnected. In your hand is the faded remnant of what might once have been a bag, or a piece of a dress.
So I fell asleep anyway, even though I thought sleeping. And the mill is quiet. Yo. Another ghosty ghost. Yeah. That's one reaction face for it. Alright. Let's say hi to Quinn and then I think we're gonna wrap this up. At like a tight 2 hours. Quinn by Claris Carrion and Silverstring Media.
Stranger,
Chapter 2
it's
something.
good to see you again. You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S.
There you go.
I already seen 10 whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched.
Fair enough, fair enough. I understand that.
I do right fine on my own. Don't need nobody but Cass and Flip.
Ooh, gotta love Cass and Flip. Cass is the big one, Flip is the small one. I remembered.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Oh, I should have gotten some more stories. You know what? This might be thrilling, because it's... What is thrilling? The Elegant Woman probably is scary, but wait, is there any other contenders? Determined Socialist, god damn it, god. Oh, right, I want to see if this Whippoorwill story, because that's thrilling. It's a drunkman on a pole.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me
Damn
a
it.
good venture tale instead any day. Being trapped, caged. You think beggardom is a prison? No, stranger. Beggardom is freedom. Responsibility is the real trap, wound tight like an old spring. pride and pretending'll bleed folk dry, and then when there ain't nothing left to be proud of, when they can't pretend no more, they'll unwind.
And then they'll unwind so hard that they just die.
I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Real funny like, hey? This one never fails to get a laugh. The classic French-Canadian ghost.
I'll remember that one.
Yeah.
A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme. Je suis un homme.
Faith. Well, I ain't the religious type, though I was raised in the Christian way.
Je suis un blob.
I reckon I don't see no point to trusting a god what could squash you in an instant. Such a situation don't exactly breed trustin'.
Yes, but he's a loving, terrifying god, you see.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting
Oh, fuck off, Quinn. Tell the story of Mason's loss. Because you can do this as a wild card, and it'll... Wait, if I have no exciting stories, I'll do that. That's a sad story. The lost city lost in time, or the street lost in time. Maybe the pebbles... God, stop it, stop it. See, that's scary. That's happy. So, I don't have any adventuresome stories, so I'm gonna tell the story of Mason's devastating loss. Focusing on the thrilling bits.
Well, that was a lively tale. Change. Change ain't coming, stranger. It's already here,
greater.
So they say. Got a whole country tied together with rails and roads and still can't feed everybody between you and me. I think that ain't ever gonna change. Can or can't got nothing to do with it. I wanna hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Nope. And I just told you my wild card, so I will flail wildly around these three, trying to get it to rest. There we go, on family. I already know something about your family, though. I'm gonna tell you the story of the determined socialists in New York, and that's just freedom again. They already know that story. I don't want to hear about your sadness. Nature, country, and home. You know what? Let's hear what you have to say about freedom. This could be an adventure tale, because it came from Italy,
What's
right?
the use in telling sweet, happy tales if in the make you snooze?
Yeah, it's a sweet, happy tale, and it made them snooze.
Freedom? Well, that's
Good
what them
stuff.
trains have come to mean to me. Freedom.
Yeah, I haven't ridden one yet.
Crossing a country wider than imagination.
It's not even as big as Canada.
Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
You got it. Funny, I think I can do, right? I've got a funny story, don't I? Stop it. Stop, Jesus. The creepy mill.
Headless Hat Man.
Dude, I think they already know the story of Headless Hat Man, don't they? Where is Headless Hat Man, anyway? Oh, and it might have been in one of these categories that I've already told them a story about. Oops. Yeah. Headless Hat Man isn't available, actually. Because it might be in one of the categories that I've told a story about already. So instead I'm going to tell them the story of the winged goat baby near the pristine water in the northeast.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Yeah, that story needed a bit more punch, I think.
Sadness. I ain't seen no sight
now we're
sadder
hearing
than in
about
the
Quinn's
city.
sadness.
In the city, they
What
want you
about
to
the city?
feel like a giant among giants, like you can do anything. But I seen them shanty camps full up with folks who got nothing to eat or do.
It's true. It's true.
Cities serve to make the small feel smaller. Well, sun's coming up, so I've got to get ready to go. Thanks for the tales, friend.
You know what? And fair enough, Quinn, because I'm going to get ready to go too, because I said it was going to be a tight 2 hours, and it's already 2 hours and 5 minutes, so.
Where you heading next? Decided yet?
Bed.
Maybe our paths will cross. I'm going up the road this way myself.
To Rhode Island. R.I. Rhode Island, I know that one.
Hope I'll see something fun. I generally do, you know. There's interesting things to see everywhere if you keep your eyes open.
That's true. Hi, Quinn. Oh, wait, there's one of my stories that I can tell. Let's see if it grew. What story is this? Oh god, I hope it's the Goatman. No, it won't have been, because that story didn't grow. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different tack. You look like someone who likes a good story. You look like someone who likes a good story, he wheezes. Try this one on for size. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of the Leatherman, whose ghost haunts Connecticut. It sounds like the story of the Leatherman's cave, but with some parts changed and other parts added. Yeah, like he's a ghost, because he's not. When he grins up at you the conclusion of the tale, you give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. The story grew with the telling the Leatherman cave, the Leatherman ghost who haunts Connecticut. Do I have to go somewhere to save? I can't remember. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool. Oh, started somewhere. That's it. Neat. And then you can go through and see the stories. You met Quinn, the hobo kid, around Boston. Neat. Oh yeah, the World War I veteran near DC. Bob, you were totally right. The Great War is totally World War I. Neat. Yeah, and I don't think that going to... Yeah. No, here we go. Well, I guess there is no, like, exit. Is there? Yeah, it's just... I guess you just close the application. Well, in that case... Shush. Wait, why is that... There it is. In that case, everybody, thanks very much for showing up and for joining me and for watching on YouTube. This video is...
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. This video is brought to you by people over at my Patreon page, which you can find the link to in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, your name is Bob, and I love you. Of them stuff. And everybody watching on YouTube, I love you too. So come over, and for $2 a month, you can help support me over on Patreon and get better equipment. I can get, you know, stuff to make videos better and editing and all that goodness. And then Bob and I can do charity streams. We could probably do that anyway by playing Magic, the Gathering. We'd probably want cameras and stuff, or something a bit better than what I've got. But anyway, I've rambled enough, and you can clearly tell that I would be the best storyteller for this game. Okay, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and like, and all that business. Okay, we'll see you next time where we're going to continue the stories. Minimum net weight, 48 pounds. That's what it says in the corner. Bob just put a dance party in chat. You would see that if you were in chat on Twitch, twitch.tv/Thunder and Batarangs. Okay, bye for now.